And hey, your images are up, so I don't have to worry about that. Don't have to mess with shit. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. Last we were here, you guys had fought the guardian of this castle and
Whoop the fuck
recovered.
out.
Yeah, luckily not the same way as last time. That still pissed me off.
Good. Now suffer and tell a story.
And yeah, you guys have just recovered Bag.
I'm sorry, we recovered Bag.
Yes, you have recovered Bag,
Karen's
Karen's
brother.
Oh, that's
brother.
right. He was inside the suit. Never mind. Bag. From beyond the veil.
Bag.
Yes, this old man here is going to be a friend of yours, I believe.
Brother of a friend.
Brother, friend, doesn't really matter.
Well, this makes things interesting. We sent him away, though, right?
Did you guys send him away?
I don't think
Like-
so. I think we're more or less all in the same room.
Yeah, I don't know that they were that he was in a condition to travel on his own.
No, probably not.
Should we try to escort him back to the hole, see if the werewolves are still around and will be willing to take him in for the time being?
It wouldn't be a bad idea. We cannot have him hindering our advancements.
We're not. Yeah. Hold on.
We're not that far from the entrance anyway, so might as well.
Yes.
Ah,
So yeah, can we
yes.
just kind of hand wave taking him back to the entrance to hand off to either Todak clan or the Wolf clan?
Oh, you'd have to go all the way back up.
That's why I asked if we can hand wave it. Is
Yeah,
there anything that? Okay.
it's going to be a bit of a difficult climb, but some of you'll be able to make it no problem. I actually
mean,
think
I
most
could
of you can
fly.
fly, so.
Yeah, so
Perfect.
can I.
Well, yeah, that's why I said I said some of you, not one of you. I guess I don't really need this anymore for now.
Okay. So then we're just gonna say that happens and move on from this point.
The thing happens.
Okay.
Yep, you guys get him back up, and you whistle for your clan, Todak, and one of them appears a little beaten, a little bloody, but uh, he does as you order and take Bag away.
Good. Why did he look beaten and bloodied? What is he fighting out there?
Do you not remember?
Oh, that's right. They were on Overwatch to fight the various
Swarm.
drones that pop out of the thing. Yeah, okay. Good enough.
Yes. So, you guys manage to make your way back down. And as you get back down there, there are actually more stones than there were last time.
Sorry?
There are more of those
Those weird,
cryptophobia
like,
stones.
yeah, no, I'm good.
A lot more from the looks of it.
What did we find out about those trichtophobia things again?
They're
Like,
full of bodies, or at least the remains of it. They're basically
right.
gore balls.
Gore balls, like
Encased in
little
a weird
digest,
shell.
like what owls do with their leftovers.
Not a bad analogy.
Yeah, great.
Devoid of any magical signs or traces inside of them. Because I think somebody was using detect magic.
I was, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there was none. There we go.
As we walk through, Adele will just sort of occasionally just like hit one with the heel of her foot, trying to move it away. Though they're extremely heavy, so they probably don't roll far.
They do not.
At all. Ugh, this place sucks. I hate it already.
Dusk much frowning. Very sad.
Very sad.
Yes, yes. We'll find out what created these later on. We'll deal with it then. Let's hurry up and back to the place where we found Bag. I believe there might be some steps to a new area there.
So can we start moving our tokens?
Yep. You are free to start moving your tokens.
And is this like a stairway to a next area?
No, it just leads up to a bit of a sort of an alcove. It's currently empty.
Ah, okay. There's nothing here. Then let's head north from here.
Okay, Todak goes there.
Yeah, so you do go up there, and there does seem to be some more beds, some more tables and stuff, but nothing currently occupied.
Okay, moving on then.
Don't go into the walls now.
Try not to.
The icon on my tokens just to show that I'm hovering 5 feet, so I don't get my feet wet.
Okay.
You prude.
I am made of bandages.
All right. Todak gives 0 fucks.
Plus, this dress is really expensive.
Todak hops up onto this kind of overpass to see if there's anything different.
It does seem to be the same, but there is a stench starting to get stronger as you go down this way.
Does Todak even notice?
Oh yeah, you'd notice. Starting to smell similar to when one of you guys, I think it was a teal threw one of those balls inside of a fire.
Charming.
Who
Right,
doesn't
well.
love the smell of burning human flesh?
Still no reason for Todak not to go through with it.
Dusk is raising their hand. Yes, Dusk.
All right.
Now, you asked who doesn't
Oh.
like the.
I no longer have a nose.
Todak gives 0 fucks.
Yep, there are more cages here. The floor seems a lot cleaner than some of the other areas. But it is still devoid of life.
Okay. Todak's just gonna keep looking around until he spots something interesting.
All right.
Great eyes peeled.
This place is a maze, and I dislike it.
I'm not fond of it either.
Well, you guys can definitely keep moving as there's still nothing really to note.
Okay. Let's see. We'll just keep going north then. How about this?
What's that? I need to. Okay. There's some barrels in there. Seems like there's some fresh food.
Fresh food.
Yeah, some apples, some fruits, some stuff that keeps relatively well for short amount of time. Nothing that's gonna, you know, fully nourish people, but something that's, at least gonna be somewhat filling when when you eat a few of them.
Um, Interesting. For a people that I believe eat human, it is strange that they would have fruit and veg of any kind of variety here.
Not really. I assume that the humans that they eat need to be fed until their time to be.
Need to keep the cattle fed. Besides, if you only eat human, you'll eventually get diseases from that. Complications from malnourishment.
The fact that you could say that with some certainty thinks Todak and you need to trade recipes.
Eh, I can eat
Right.
whatever. Doesn't really matter to me.
As you head into there, Todak, I know there's nothing in there, but you hear whirring of some sorts, and around the edge you do see a gore pile.
Charming. Looking up, looking down, still see nothing?
If you look down, there's I know there shows water here, but it's actually you see a small waterfall, and as you look down, there's a light. And I guess if you have dark vision, if you look down and squint far enough, you can see what looks to be some sort of core. It's large, rather spherical, and you see a body getting sucked into it. Not the person isn't screaming, they're not moving. They look rather lifeless. And as the body gets sucked in, another one pops out. Or you think it's a body, but then you see one of those tryptophobia balls fall down and then disappear into the darkness.
Dislike this place. So it just disappears into the water below it, hey?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
A disposal unit of some kind.
Maybe.
Todak continues just to move around the bowl.
All right. Yes, as you're standing in that room, those that actually do care about rotting smells, Dusk, the smell of rotting
Yeah.
human becomes worse, as if this is the source of that smell. And Todak, I didn't have a chance to put a token in there, so can you move yourself back a bit?
Sure thing, buddy. Give me a second. Better?
Yeah, I'm just gonna shove it here and
I can't actually
that.
see it. It's clipped through the wall.
Well, that's because there's a door there, a closed door.
Okay, well, Todak opens said door. The stench not really bothering him too much, because it's Todak. He's gross.
I guess there's another door there. But as you head in there, you should be able to see this token. There is what looks like to be a sleeping woman on a bedroll and some hay.
Todak immediately recuses himself from the area and speaks quietly to Dusk. It looks like we found a survivor of some sort. I doubt the first thing she will want to see is the Todak.
Todak being considered, that's strange.
It's a place where humans are literally going to be eaten. I don't think a cow wants to see anyone when they first wake up either.
You
Hmm.
never know.
Anyhow, yes. Todak goes and gets Dusk and points to the general area and says, "There is a sleeping human in that area. We should probably wake them up in some fashion or another to see what we're dealing with here."
Sounded fucking Ferengi for a minute.
All right. I'll wake her up.
All right. Do you have
Question.
any? Huh?
Question.
Yes.
Any indication that this person is being held against their will? Bars, chains,
I mean, the door was unlocked when Todak opened it,
runes,
but there's
any
no
magical
chains, there's no runes, there's nothing on them. They're just here, sleeping.
mind to mind with either one of them at the well actually she's sleeping. She says, have your arms ready. She's here of her free will and she may not exactly be friendly.
Todak readies the bleeding edge. Yep.
All right. So I'm guessing Todak, you're gonna be where Dusk is, and Dusk you're swapping with Todak.
That'd be an appropriate sentiment. Yep.
Okay. If you guys wanna just swap your tokens
I
there.
will
Thank
speak
you.
into the lady's mind quietly to wake her up. It's picking up the volume till she wakes up.
It takes a little bit, but she does eventually wake up, and she looks up groggily. It's like, well, they've brought another, have they? Then I guess my time is up.
What makes you say that?
Every time a new person is brought, they stay for a bit and do cleanup and chores before the older ones get disposed of. They say that we're feeding some sort of device so they can leave.
Feeding a device so that they can leave. Well,
They said there was no way for us to leave, so we just had no choice but to work.
did you ever
Well,
bother to look?
I mean, they brought us down here with those contraptions, and we saw how heavily guarded it is. There is no way we could see to get out.
Where spirits are easily
Hmm.
broken, then.
Yeah, well, we're not with them. We just strolled in here from the proverbial street. So your suggestion that it's difficult to leave seems a little out of place.
But but how? There's no way out. The only hole that we've seen either leads to that thing or up into the ether.
Because Todak kicks ass.
What thing? The armored thing?
No, it's just over there, and she points towards where you guys had just come from, where the those who had peered down had seen a body get sucked into an orb.
Oh, the toilet.
That thing is supposed to be a guardian?
No, it's. They said it powers their ability to leave this place. They've been stuck here for a while.
So what Todak hears is that it's important. Todak begins rifling through his backpack.
Oh God, do you have more freaking gunpowder? I thought you
Yeah.
used it all.
Yes. I bought a new one, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. I do remember.
I also have Fireball, so that can make it even doubly powerful.
Todak's going to go do Todak things. Back in a minute. Bandage lady, with me.
One moment. Have they told you anything else about this orb? Exactly how it's powered? Is it powered by, well, human vita and viscera, or but other matter affected?
They they didn't really. They just say that humans are the best ones for it. Something to do with energy or magic. I don't really understand.
Or giving up easy.
Spirit, the soul.
Oh,
What are
bandage
those?
lady especially safe then.
What are those two going to do?
Destroy it, most likely.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Yes, we're
Todak,
going to do
before
something
you go,
unwise.
there is question of the wisdom of destroying it. Crippling their ability to leave might make them more of danger to this area than before.
Or they come looking for us and make the hunt that much easier.
There is that. Nevertheless, lady, we didn't come here to disrupt you. We came here to disrupt them.
Todak just chuckles off to the corner. I came here to disrupt, period.
You came to disrupt a period?
Yes.
The one who talks weird is strange.
We all talk weird.
Well, he talks the weirdest.
Indubitably.
That's rather normal.
Lady, you want to be saved or you want to stay here while Todak does things ill-advised?
I would like to be saved if at all possible.
There, that's a Dusk question.
Dusk will take you out. Come, let's go.
There are still 3 others.
Where are they?
Oh, now it sounds like a chore.
I
It
think
is
they're over. She points towards the east. They should be relatively close to each other.
Can you take us there?
Of
Or me?
course.
Todak, if you would be so kind as to wait to trigger your devastation till I get back.
Go
If
ahead and do it
bandage,
now. Go ahead and do it now.
if Bandage Lady had asked, I would have said no, but Dusk has earned at least the ability to request such things.
Well, I
A
might
shame.
need your aid, you might need mine, and if I'm away while you do it, make things a little complicated. If we want success, the best chance of it, I need to be with you.
You and your logic. Hurry up and do your thing.
You know, the sad thing is this is essentially Fluffernutter version 3.0.
Just
Oh no, it's gonna be way worse.
leaving the frog alone with fireballs and gunpowder and
It would be a lot funnier if you guys were both high as balls, though. That would make things even funnier.
give me the opportunity to get Todak high as balls that doesn't involve licking one of his kin, he'll do it.
I don't even think you could do that. I don't think that would affect
I'm
you that
immune to
much.
poison. Shit. Never have I been annoyed to have a resistance.
Okay, but yeah, she
Been
will
there,
get up.
done that.
She will get up and she will show you to where the others are. Just trying to find a.
I will do a cursory. Well, she doesn't really know magic. Not magic, medicine, so she won't do that. She will simply ask whether or not any of them are wounded.
No, we've been relatively well taken care of. I mean, we've been fed. We've been uh, we haven't been abused. It's just they
Sounds
told us
dangerous. Cattle talk.
it kind of is. I mean, that's literally the point. But she goes and she leads you over to the east, and I'll just the sake of it, drag your characters over there.
Thank you.
Well, are you going with them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then yeah, you're over here.
Annoyed Todak is annoyed, but
It's a narrow hallway. But, yeah, I guess you can kind of see in there because it's a very, very, very narrow hallway. But, you open up the door that's in there, and that would be, there's two doors here. You open up both of those, and the woman goes to the one in the south and wakes up the lady there, and you wake up the lady that is sleeping here.
why do I believe that there should have been more than 3 people here, considering the vast size of this place?
And she points to the a door further north just before heading down this hallway to you two and saying that there's somebody else over there as well.
She will cast that spell before asking any more questions.
Okay, she doesn't resist.
Are any of you going to betray us?
No.
Good enough for me. Is the person that's in that other room or anybody else that you know of on this level sympathetic to these people?
Well, there's only the four of us that are left.
Well, let's get you out of here then.
Is somebody gonna go wake up the fourth person?
I'll do it.
Okay. You head over there and you see just right here that there is a man sleeping on there, and you wake him up.
Same shtick as everybody else.
Yep.
And then we take them all to the one location where we can get them out of the place.
And how are you gonna get
Still,
four normal humans out of there?
same way we came in.
Yeah.
One at a time flying?
Yep. And Todak
Well,
guarding the base.
in the dark, I can literally hover straight up and down through that thing. So
Yeah, but you also have, yeah, I guess you have that, but
I
what are
just
you
go
able to
back and forth.
carry? Yeah, how many people are you able to carry at a time is is a good question.
Both of
How
them can.
how large is that hole?
Oh, like I said, it's about 10 feet across.
Yeah, that's about as large as Zurzik, so we can literally just grab like 3 people and fly them up.
Okay.
I can easily take the last.
Yeah, doesn't take
And
long then
Todak just
to.
guards the basement.
It doesn't take long for you guys to get up there, and are you gonna be following them up there to get your kin to take them away?
I'll go the first time just to get the kin informed of what's going on, and then I'll go back to guard the other 2.
I mean, they're all four of them are basically getting brought up at once, so.
Yeah, but some
Yeah,
could still
I can
sneak up
take.
on us.
Yeah, well, I can take Todak with us. And I can carry Todak in one other person. I think
There you go.
won't be particularly easy, but it won't be
At least I'm not big. At
undoable.
least I'm not big Todak.
Right.
You might want to keep one of your clansmen stationed at this hole, just in case we
Too
need one.
dangerous.
Well,
It is too dangerous.
if they're stationed inside, that wouldn't be too, well, they'd be obscured.
Hidden and watching from a distance would be a good idea, so as to not tip off the location in the first place.
Fine, fine.
Somebody can track them by scent or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if the DM will allow that, I'll get one of the clansmen to come with us just to guard the entrance for us.
Yeah, you can definitely go ahead and do that.
Okay,
That is
cool.
no problem.
So we have rescued 4 humans. Found bag. So far, everything's coming up daisies.
Yes, let's do something unwise now.
Time to do the sketchy shit.
Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope to get away with it.
All the doo-dah day.
Oh, my fucking
At this
crap.
point, at this point, if there is nobody else to save, then even if we fail, we have done what we expected we could.
Sorry, say that again.
We've saved more. We've saved a bunch of people.
We
Right.
have.
Yes, if that's all that was in here, then we've saved all that we could. So any damage that we do, and any fate that we succumb to, is still more than what we really expected we would. If you get what I'm saying.
Oh yes. I mean, if this is how Toadette goes, destroying a castle, freeing a whole bunch of chattel, it's a good day.
Right? An acceptable loss.
Well,
Though I
Toadette
don't
is
expect that I'm going to let that happen.
You make it sound like Toadette go down easy. I find that mildly
No.
offensive, but Toadette will also allow it.
Well,
Anyways, let us head back to the orb. I have a rather fun idea.
I can't
Oh
wait to see it.
boy.
Before we do all of that, do you believe we should explore more because we know where this hole is? What else could be here?
Crap. We probably should have asked for that before we let them go.
Eh, Toadette likes exploring.
Well,
Jesus, who's cooking that much garlic this early in the morning?
Italians.
God, that's good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let's continue our search then. See if we find anything else interesting.
All right. I guess that means Toadette leads the way. What are these things here? Can I see these?
Give me a sec. I was setting up another map. Let me zoom in. Those are just more cages. They're just kind of upright. See how, like this one. Oh my god, what the hell, game? Come on, let me ping. Oh, I was on the ruler. You see how, like, this one over here is just kind of on the piss?
Mm-hmm.
And then those ones there are just the same, just upright.
Okay, so they're not all that important. They're just empty cages.
Yeah.
Is
Open,
there like
empty cages.
a door here?
There is a door there.
Okay, then board Adele will just open it up.
You guys go.
I'll bring you over to them.
Gotcha.
Holy shit, thank you, Misa, for the 5 gifted subs. I love you.
What? Someone actually gifted subs for this?
Yes.
Well, shit. Good on them.
Love you, Misa.
All right. So we opened the door. What's in it?
It just looks like dining room of sorts. 4 chairs. Relatively clean. There's some food that was kind of left there, not really half eaten, like cores of apples, some orange skins.
Strangely healthy food.
Momo even got a gifted sub.
Yeah.
So
All right. Is there
Joker.
another door here?
There is another door there.
Okay, opening that up.
All right. Let me get back to the lighting layer. There you go.
We're back here.
It loops.
Yep, and Is there anything on that wine rack, or is it empty?
No, there's plenty of bottles of wine. Varying qualities.
Robbed.
Try and find the most expensive bottle of wine, or at least the best bottle of wine.
Give me an investigation. There
Oh
are
my,
actually
this is a rather good year.
There are several top shelf bottles of wine.
Okay, I tapped the end of one against the wall, breaking it open, just sort of pour it onto my arm.
Sorry, Nani the fuck?
I wish I could taste this, but this will be good enough for sustenance for now.
Ah.
Todak just drinks the drip.
No, this is mine.
Fight me, bandage woman.
Yeah, no, that's the dragon's roar.
It just starts
It's supposed to
waving
scare
my hand at
me.
you, splattering you with wine.
Wine bukake.
Anyways, I'll just grab another fine bottle.
Oh God.
Why you gotta do it like that, man? Fuck.
Because it's funny. Alright, you can definitely, I deserve that. Yeah, you can definitely pocket a few bottles of wine.
One's good enough. If the others want more, they can. Bottled
Todak
wine
just
is like bottled wine is like worth 10 gold each.
Todak just randomly grabs a bottle of wine and rips the cork out with his teeth.
I mean,
Just starts drinking it like it's a soda pop.
the cork's in there flush with the bottle. These are high-end things. You're not going to just be able to rip it out with your teeth. Oh, we gotta
You
hydrate.
underestimate the power of my teeth.
I mean, he could just chomp on the glass.
There you go.
Strong enough to do that.
I did do the
I
hydrating.
just chew the glass and start drinking to chase. Oh,
I
he's a
really feel
monster.
like if you're actually doing that, you have to take damage. You are eating glass.
Yeah.
That's not gonna go over well.
I'll take a damage.
Oh God, natural 4.
That's fine. Todak does not care as he chews on metal and starts drinking the wine. Tastes like suffering.
Chug, 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 chew, chew, chew.
Chugga chugga choo choo. We are not normal creatures
That's
by
how you
any
kill
stretch of the
yourself.
imagination.
How you kill yourself in 7 days.
All right. Is there any other
That was
reason why
fun.
we? What else? What about? There's this hallway here. Does this go anywhere?
It just leads to another area with table and you just walked over a chasm.
Oh, cool. I like chasms.
You know that will just loop back around to where the sleeping people were.
Okay.
There's one.
And I'm getting the feeling there ain't a lot left here to see.
There's one area left that you haven't even touched.
So if I go back to this way and go back down, this goes back to where we were down here.
Yep. Yeah. Literally, that's the only area that you're standing next to that you haven't touched yet.
Is this it right here? The stairs going down?
That's going up.
Okay, well, Todak will double back, and that's probably where he'll go next.
All right, let me just start removing doors. As I'm assuming you're opening up that first door?
Yep.
Yep, there is a table and some barrels there. Looks like another place to eat. But no food, nothing of the sort. It's been cleaned up. And
What's
there
in
is
the
another
barrels?
door. There is nothing. These barrels are currently empty. I lied. It's a swarm of bees. Kidding.
Wouldn't shock me.
Seeing there's another door there, I'm going to walk back around here and just stick my head through the wall.
And there's stairs and there's a ladder going up.
Oh, I found the way out.
Yay.
All right then. Let's be since we found at least a way to another area. Should we do something rather
Drastic.
maddening?
Todak goes
Yeah,
back
let's
to the
kill it.
big toilet.
I suggest we might. I don't know. We don't need to stand back. Let's all be at the edge. A good place to watch.
Yes, we're going to see how this pan goes. Let's see here. What kind of danger noodle shit can I throw at this?
You
I
just
take out the full barrel of gunpowder that I have.
Okay, I take that.
I wrap the rope around it. Let's see here. No, I don't need to do that.
you're not gonna just chuck it down there and then have somebody cast fireball on it.
No, I have a better idea.
Oh
We're gonna
God.
put also gonna pour some a little drizzle of oil onto the flask onto the barrel. Not
Yeah.
don't make sure the gunpowder itself does not get soaked, but just to lightly coat the outside of the barrel.
I mean, it's not
Like,
water; it's oil. It's not really gonna
like
matter too
gravy
much.
on a steak.
Fair. We'll just get the. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Never mind then.
All right. So
Uh,
then basically the thought is we're going to throw this into the water. It's going to float in the water, and then when it
the thing itself is probably a good 20 feet above the water. It's floating
what?
there.
Yes, we're not going to throw it in. No. Prepare the barrel as you like. Then I'll unveil my grand plan.
How reckless do you want to do this?
Very.
When Dusk makes that suggestion, Todak's eyes just light up. Is Dusk getting in on this too?
I mean, I could, but I was thinking more along the lines of uh, establishing a safe space should things go sideways.
No, this thing's. Todak hopes this goes pear-shaped.
I mean, look,
Fast.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If things, on the off chance things do go pear shaped, there's not gonna be a safe space.
Ooh,
I
ooh,
will
ooh.
ritual cast.
Yeah.
This is gonna be funny. Okay, Todak prepares the barrel in the only way he knows how, and he has no extra explosives. He hands a potion to each of the other two, and then just sits there
What's the potion?
waiting. It's a healing potion.
No.
All right, then have you prepared the barrel to the best of your ability?
It's a barrel. It go boom.
Oh, you'll see. You'll see. I
Uh,
guess I'll wait until Dusk has finished her spell.
Just to
Question.
clarify, Teal'c, before you ask your question, Dusk, what happens if Teal'c is caught in an antimatter or not anti-magic barrier? Like a good proper strong one.
I mean, her body's basically made of these magical bindings holding her body together. I assume she dies instantly,
Okay,
or
just want to make sure.
her, or she like disperses into
Mm.
like a cloud that can't do much of anything.
Yeah,
Just wanna make
becomes
sure.
inert.
Yeah, sort of like
unable to
I'd assume
affect
she's
her surroundings.
the same thing that would happen to a magical sword. She becomes inert until the magical barrier goes away.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Unless the things that keep her together get destroyed as well.
Yeah,
Then she just kind of floats off into the ether.
yeah. She's in a magic anti-magic barrier, and then someone just starts cutting apart her bandages. Yeah, she dies.
Okay, Dusk, your question?
I was going to say that before you decide to do anything, you might want to check to see if there's anything down there of magic.
I looked before.
Because if it's protected,
Actually, you're right. I guess it's been a while, so I'll redo. As she's ritual casting, I'll ritual cast as well. Detect magic.
Yeah, because detect magic would have worn off by now. You look down there, and while you cannot see the orb, you do have to shield your eyes from the amount of magical energy radiating out of that hole. It is almost blinding. It's like you looked into a solar eclipse.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Todak doesn't understand the connotations of that, but it shall be fun.
You also cannot gain any sort of school of magic, as it is just energy radiating off of it.
Oh, I love our job.
yeah,
All right then.
might want to do the barrel and one of those grenades at the same time.
Oh shit! We have anti-magic
Grenade
grenades.
first. A grenade and then and then the barrel like a second later, so that if there's any protections, it should nullify them just as the blast goes off.
Do this.
Are you guys
Actually-
should like start writing new characters?
Yeah, one of those anti-magic bombs. How does it work? Because we need to figure out how to work so I can cast the fireball to blow it up.
Pull
It
the pin and
well,
turf.
no. The way it works is like, yeah, you pull the pin, throw it, and then a few seconds, poof. But it creates a small area similar to Anybody play Metal Gear Solid 4?
Yeah.
You know those chaff grenades that disrupt the like electrical equipment?
Vaguely.
Yeah, it kind of works similar to that. It's going to disrupt magic in a similar way. So basically, magic becomes unusable in that area.
Right.
But for
Doesn't
how
that-
long?
We've
For a
had
minute.
we've had experience with these before. It took. Yeah, that maybe the grenade is a bad idea.
No,
It
the
would
grenade's a
cancel
good
out
idea.
your fireball.
Grenade's a great idea.
We just need to set up a fuse now.
Todak gets out his
Right,
oiled
but
rope
it'll
that he
cancel your
used to use
fireball.
before. Depending on which order we do it. So if we strap the grenade to the barrel, that just means the grenade has a weight to go to where it needs to go. It's not going to affect the barrel. But immediately after the grenade goes off, we can fireball the barrel.
No.
Or is it
'Cause
the
the fireball-
zone
'cause
lingering?
The zone lingers for an entire minute.
Yeah,
Ah,
so I
fine.
say we set up a fuse to this barrel.
Okay. Todak pulls out the oiled rope and starts adding a 10-second timer. Approximately, generally.
Do I need to make a investigation check to make sure it's 10 seconds?
I might suggest that. Todak's just going to start cutting the length of rope that he thinks is 10 seconds.
Yeah,
I'll give
go
you
ahead.
guidance.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation.
Okay, plus D4.
And Rex, give me a D10, a D12. Give me a D12.
12. Turns out I only cut 6 seconds of rope.
That's fine.
Tin-
That's one round.
You have cut. You can tell that he has cut 2 seconds of rope.
No, do it again.
But the
just no, do it again.
Make
This
it
is
5
funny.
times longer. That's 7 seconds.
There
Good
you go.
enough. All right, then are we all prepared?
Gods no, but we're gonna do it anyway.
How big is that radius of? Well, first of all, how far down is the device going to be going?
Well, the orb itself is further than 30 feet because it was not able to be seen by detect magic, and the
Ugh.
water below it is another 20 feet.
Should
That's good
we
enough.
do this and then run?
That might be a smart plan, but come on, who doesn't want to watch a giant explosion? If there's not an earth-shattering kaboom, I'm not going to be happy.
Oh my god, this is gonna end so badly. I didn't think you guys.
Good.
Thank-
We'll blow up. Mission accomplished.
There goes the campaign, y'all.
Besides, we have the tiny hut. That thing's more or less indestructible, as far as we know.
Todak is
Probably
going
not.
to say, if the earth-shattering kaboom can be felt and or heard, I feel like you shall be vindicated. But I also believe we should leave the immediate vicinity.
Maybe we ought to actually set up the orb of protection on the side where the escape exit is.
There you go. We go and we defend ourselves on the exit, so that in case we are thrown away, like the explosion shall do, I believe we shall be fired out of that hole and into the waiting arms of my comrades. Or oblivion. Probably oblivion.
I just have a good idea. Let's try to make that fuse even longer. Roughly a minute.
But it will miss the device.
No. Well, I have a good idea for a timing on this. And the
Todak
good
will.
news is that we don't even have to be here for this.
Okay, Todak adds a bit more yardage.
Well,
Uh,
go ahead and roll me a D100. And you get to add
25 more minutes of rope. Or 25 inches. I don't know.
Seconds.
There you go. 25 seconds of rope.
yeah, 25 seconds, and yeah, you realize that, oh, this is too short. I should just use the other end of the rope that has not been cut, because now that's enough time.
There you go.
Okay, that's good. All right, then. Are we all prepared?
Gods no, but let's do this.
So where
All right.
exactly?
First thing.
Oh god.
Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah.
One second. I have to check out the spell I have.
So, like, I know you can't tell us not to do a thing, but we're gonna do a thing anyway.
Cuts are crazy.
We might be a little insano. Todak, like, there is no excuse for not expecting Todak to want to blow shit up.
Oh no, it's not the
Any-
blowing shit up. That was not I
Anyways.
expected.
I summon a metal golem.
Oh, damn!
Yes, I posted a picture in the Discord.
Very
We'll
nice.
have this guy hold the. Well, he'll be holding onto the giant bomb, lit bomb, and he'll, when the time's ready, he'll jump into the pit and give the unshielded core, a nice shoulder tackle, and they explode.
I
Uh,
mean,
Should we also give
I
him the
could send a
grenade?
f-
No, we're gonna have to throw the game throw the grenade ourselves.
I heard throw the game, and I'm like, not incorrect.
I mean, yes.
I've never had. Oh my god.
Also, never mind. I cannot concentrate on 2 spells, so that's not gonna work.
Okay, so Gollum, he gets the bomb, he times it so that we can run away, and then jumps in, pulls the pin, and everything goes kablooey.
Well, the grenade goes into the hole, hopefully disrupts whatever defenses are on that orb, and then roughly a minute later, the golem will jump in, shoulder tackle the thing, and then explode as well. Hopefully, the idea is have the grenade go off maybe like 50 seconds after the grenade. Though the bomb go off after 50 seconds, so it's still some time left, but we have some time to run.
So you want to light the
This
fuse
is-
first, then throw the grenade a few seconds later, and then book it.
Pretty much, yeah. And then
Okay.
basically have my my construct, which lasts for about an hour. Well, he's not, but he's going to jump in again, like right before a minute has passed since we started running.
This is amazing.
It's like they
This is like
forgot the
the
fact that it's this thing is
absolute worst
powering
thing I've
dimension
ever
hopping, and they
heard of
want to
us ever
fucking blow
doing.
it up. Do you know
Yeah,
how much energy it takes to dimension hop an
A
entire
giant metal
fucking
golem
castle?
falling for 30 feet is going to hurt.
Yep. All right, we're doing this. DM, what do you want for checks?
First hydrate. 2, how far can you
Oh,
run in a
wait.
minute?
Yeah, I was going to say this. Dusk, you might want to carry Todak, as once we hear the earth-shattering kaboom, I'm going to cast haste on Dusk.
Oh, right.
I also have Zephyr Strike, so I can also move an additional 30 feet after that.
Yeah, but you cannot fly.
This is
You can
also
run
true.
on you can run on the walls, which is going to be very fast, but you cannot fly, and I can fly through walls, so I'm fine.
Momo, can you send me your current token? Actually, no, then never mind. It's not gonna matter.
Yeah, sadly, I don't have a token set up for the golem.
No, not for that one. And like I said, it's not gonna matter here in a minute.
Yeah, we probably kill us all.
Hey, you want me to check to see if that's going to happen?
Do you have clairvoyance?
Oh, you do have that spell.
Yes.
That's actually a great idea. Use that.
Ah, there you go. Let's ask the gods if this is a good idea.
Todak's not gonna listen to some friggin' deity.
Nope. But they might, and then Todak trusts them, so maybe they can convince Todak.
All right,
Yeah,
Go ahead
sure.
and post a spell.
I will
Todak's
take
just
out
sitting there on top of
my
the barrel, all giddy.
tarot cards and ritual cast augury.
Uh,
I think I may have another one I could try after that. If
okay,
need
you
be.
do that,
After that.
and you're asking specifically about, this situation, throwing the grenade and then the bomb, yes?
Is
Will the
this a
grenade and the
bad
bomb
idea?
Yes,
will the
codename
grenade
Neo Floudernutter.
well no. What I'm gonna ask is will the grenade bomb combination destroy that thing
That's what you're asking specifically?
for now?
Please
All right,
ask
let's
if we're all going
see.
to live.
Uh, I mean, if that's your exact wording, then it comes back with wheel. If that is your exact wording,
Okay. It will destroy it.
Will it destroy us?
It may destroy us as well. I could try and ask again to see if it'll say if it'll destroy us, but the question is it a worthy sacrifice?
Might as well ask if you can.
well, there's a 25% failure
It's-
chance now, so
There is
It'll
a
be
chance that it
funny.
won't. Yeah, there's a chance that if I ask again, it won't come back as a.
Then ask the easy question. Does your god believe this is a good idea?
I could ask the god specifically.
There.
okay, yeah, if you want to go ahead and do that.
Ritual cast.
Commune,
Yeah.
contact your deity or divine proxy and ask up to 3 questions that can be answered with a yes or no. You must ask your questions before the spell ends. You receive a correct answer for each question. Divine beings aren't nearly omniscient, so you might receive unclear. Alright, so you've got 3 questions. Go ahead and ask them. And make
Will
the wording
this
specific.
will will this plan kill us?
You receive the loudest yes you have ever heard in your life.
Even Todak's
Will
ears
this
ring.
will this plan destroy this evil?
Not as loud of a yes, but you get a yes. Ow.
Is this a worthy sacrifice in your eyes?
You get it unclear.
Okay, guys. It will kill the evil. It will kill us. And the
Oh, wait.
gods and the gods are not sure whether or not that's a worthy sacrifice
Remember,
for
you're
the
talking to
situation.
Miklas, so if you were talking to a different god, you probably would get a different answer.
I assume that she would talk to Miklas.
I am talking to Miklas. Miklas is a deity for uh, easing suffering, freedom, and healing.
That is
And if
why.
this evil has been the source of suffering for a very long time, then it might be worth our loss.
I think we'll be fine. All we have to do is fly fast.
Hmm.
I just remembered I have like pseudo dimension door.
Pseudo-dimensional door. It's a shame
Well,
none of us have rope trick.
I have Aura of Life.
so
Fuck
are
it.
you going to go ahead and do this?
Contemplating it. I also have Circle of Power.
You would be hard pressed not to have Todak do this, but it is also in his best interest to stay alive. Mostly.
Wait, I just realized something. Wait a second.
Uh-oh.
I just realized that there's no range limit on both my Eidolon or my construct, so we can be a mile away and do this.
We're outsourcing our suicide job. Great. Do it.
Well, you guys don't want to go away in a blaze of glory?
We're
I
good.
mean, if
Not
we
a
have the means
guaranteed
not
blaze
to.
of glory. I mean, honestly, hold on.
If we're going to talk about this outside of character, it is a worthy end to this group. It is an evil worth killing, according to my character's personality,
Right.
or a worthy sacrifice, so to speak. So
Todak's just
she's
going
going
to
to do it
cackle his way to the
regardless.
afterlife. It's just a
Right?
matter
She's
of
going to do it regardless.
like,
But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to try to take precautions to try to skirt the end if I can. You know,
so,
and do everything that's in her power to protect everybody.
which is great, and that's why Todak respects Dusk enough to not let her die so in vain.
That means protective bonus hit points, the barrier, and the circle of power. If we have
So,
to make a saving throw, then we'll only take half damage. If we and if we fail the saving throw, we take half damage. If we succeed, we take no damage.
okay,
Plus, we have the temporary hit points. I mean, it may not be enough, but it's the best she can do.
it's still pretty great, man.
I
All
mean,
right.
like I said, we have about an hour of this construct, so we can summon him down, tell him what to do, and then just run away. Because I can summon Xerxes here, and as long as I'm on the same plane of existence, I can talk to him. So we can be a mile away and still communicate with my construct.
You know what? If we can literally have your constructs pull the pin for us, let's do that.
And I
Unless
hope I'm not ruining too much.
I
No, this is
mean,
hilarious.
I wasn't expecting this, but let's see what happens.
All right. So we are going to use both the Eidolon and we're going to use the summoned creature. The summoned creature, the Iron Golem, is going to carry the explosive and then body tackle after the explosion of the magical grenade. The Eidolon is going to throw the magic blasting grenade.
All right then.
And we are going to run like the cowardly heroes we are.
All right, Momo, can you now send me the token for your character? I guess it's relevant now.
Okay.
And the gods are going to see what we do here, and they're going to shake their heads violently.
Oh God.
Does God stay in heaven because he fears what he created?
In this case, yes.
Oh, God took a heyday when he fucking made Todak.
Again, as far as Dusk is concerned, this is a worthy sacrifice.
Yeah.
So she can't not do it.
Oh no, absolutely. It's just a matter of can we outsource it to the Expendables?
Yes, it's a worthy sacrifice, and we will sacrifice like nothing.
But we'll get the job done in true hero fashion.
All
Well,
right.
we saved the day. We destroyed a mountain, but we saved the day. Oh no, we Silent Hilled another place.
Oh, we are terrible people.
All right. So I'm assuming now that that is what you guys are going to do. So I'm going to remove you from here
Uh-huh.
and put you back on the map.
Uh-huh.
I will set up our defenses.
and you guys are I'm assuming you're going to try to gather the wares and get out of there as well.
Yep.
Todak did a thing. Run!
I did a thing. But yes, large explosion. Let's get away.
And you can do it for an hour.
Yep.
How
Yes.
far can you move in an hour at top
mean-
speed?
Todak can transform, use Zephyr Strike, and get an extra 50 foot of movement.
That only lasts like a minute, right?
Yeah.
Might be best just have you grabbed onto Dusk and flying away.
There
Because
you
then
go.
we both have roughly, I think Dusk has 30 feet of movement, so actually how much do you have?
60 if I dash. 60,
Yeah, 60 if you dash. I have 80 if I dash.
Okay.
Also, I can fly through walls, but I think
And you
we're
said
more or
you
less
had a
limited by
pseudo
Dusky.
dimension door.
Yeah, that only works for my Eidolon. I just read up on it. So if we're 500 feet away from the explosion, after he throws a grenade in, I can call him back. But I think he'll be fine. No.
Oh, so you
How
can.
dare you!
So you can. You'll only be roughly about 500 feet away, correct? In
No,
about an hour.
We're gonna go. We're gonna go fly farther more. Zerzix is gonna take one for the team. He's a sacrifice.
Yeah. All right. So let's see how far. How.
If we move
Yeah.
60 feet, or sorry, if we
uh,
fly
five-
3, 6, 120 feet per 6 seconds, and
Okay,
that's
so you can travel. You can travel at a normal speed in an hour, 3 miles. At a fast speed, it's 4 miles.
Good enough.
Are you sure about that?
we're gonna fucking find out. Do it.
Well, it's regardless of whether or not it's enough, we're still going to do it. We're just taking every precaution that we can in order to make our survivability chance as high as possible.
Hell yeah. Todak's
mean-
gonna hide a rock.
Even if there's only there's a 75 chance it'll work. Do you want to cast Augury one more time, see if this will work?
I can't.
All right, good enough.
Augury, yes, I can do augury, but the results wouldn't make a difference. But I can't do commune. I used up the resources for it.
Well, the resources didn't have the gold cost, so technically they don't have a resource.
Vial of holy water, yes, it does.
Yes, but because it doesn't have a gold price associated with it, you don't have to pay it.
DM's call.
For what, Augury?
Commune, I believe. It's
Uh,
normally with spells you have to use material components if they're listed, only if they're gold associated with it.
oh
Even
yeah,
though,
there's no
you know,
gold associated with it, so it doesn't get used up.
Yeah, it's rather odd.
I'm just so happy
There's
to
still
deal
a
with
chance that
It will fail.
there's still a 25% chance of
Failure.
I mean, you could,
failure on
If
either
you-
one.
would be one roll for if commune fails or not, or is it one per question?
Wait, with commune, if you cast the spell 2 or more times before finishing a long rest, there's a compounding 25%
Cumulative.
chance for each casting. So it is a casting, not a question.
So there's a 25% chance that they're all wrong.
Honestly,
It's just a
I
25%
say
chance they
we've
won't get an answer.
we've picked our battle at this point in time. I say let's do it.
Yeah, 3 miles is fine. Wait, vaguely remember something about 3 Mile Island. I can't remember what. Is that
Nothing
the place
good.
where like nukes were tested on? Can't remember.
Um, not exactly tested, but
Fired at. I remember what we're talking about here. I'm thinking like make an atoll, but no, yeah, that's exactly right. Let's do this. Let's make the DM's hair fall out.
I'm so sorry for all this.
Hey, at least it's not like it's Amber.
All right. Well, since you guys have already left the castle, I guess there's no point in not saying. Do you know how much energy it takes to dimension hop an entire fucking castle?
A lot.
And do you realize that what you're about to do is about to rupture a core that is holding all of that energy? Do you think 3 or 4 miles is enough?
Depends on what the DM does.
Yes.
Maybe. Probably not.
I mean,
I
if
mean,
it's directed
yes,
up
it's
and or
probably-
down, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
To
it's
the
in
earth.
the earth. It's
It would, logically speaking, it would be enough of enough energy to the energy expended would be roughly equivalent to the amount of space being transported. So if you needed, if the property was 5 miles wide and you needed enough magic to teleport 5 miles of castle, then I assume that the explosion would be roughly 5 miles wide. Maybe a little bit more for safety, but that's what I would assume. If you want my logic, anyway.
also once we hear the earth-shattering kaboom, I'm going to cast haste on Dusk.
And Todak's just going to sit on Dusk's back and watch as the mushroom cloud chases us.
Is nuke map finally working? Hey, it is.
3 Mile Island, if I'm not mistaken, what I'm looking at here was a meltdown accident.
Mm.
Yeah, because 3 Mile Island, if you remember, that was Wolverine, the movie we don't really speak of.
Okay.
Come
I
on,
remember that scene.
roll.
Yeah.
I want to know just how much Earth goes bye-bye.
Well, I have to reduce the size of this thing because I was double checking the radius of the Sarbamba.
Eh, we're going to die.
We're gonna
I'm
get
sorry.
we're gonna get a mighty great suntan, Sonny Jim.
And the one that was actually detonated, the fireball radius was 4.62 kilometers.
Well, that's not 4 miles.
Hang on, let me.
Where is it exactly? Can you ping on the map?
Oh, I'm just the Castle Morteus is where it's going to be centered on.
Castle Morteus. Okay. How high up in the mountains is that?
Okay, so it's 2.8 miles.
2.9. Yeah, we just barely made it. At least out of the fireball.
No,
I mean, the
well, we may be
radiation
luckier than
fallout
that.
or
Well, that's well. I mean,
The-
this isn't. There's not
Well,
really
there
going
is
to be
no
any
radiation.
It's not a nuke. It's just.
Yeah, but
There's
there's probably going to be a shockwave, which is going to turn our bodies into jelly. Then again, I have no body, so I'm fine.
and Todak is mostly jelly
depends.
and poison.
You guys would be right
We're in the
around.
mountains.
Yeah, you are in the mountains, and the mountains are pretty expansive.
Yeah, which means that there's a lot to hide behind. It'll have to
Mhm.
shatter mountains before it gets to us. And most explosions tend to go up and out, not down.
Most explosions.
Also,
I mean,
if
if you do it up in the air, it'll go down. But if it's literally starting in the ground, the energy needs to go through the ground, which will dampen it. This is why they do a lot of the tests for nuclear weapons underwater or underground. Less
Would-
damage.
Yeah, normally.
also question, can I make a intelligence check or investigation check to see which would be a better idea? Either giving Dusk haste to make sure she can fly faster, or after the explosion, summoning a second metal golem to act as more or less like a shield against whatever's going to be exploding.
These summoned creatures are gonna hate us if they are the same critter every time.
Don't worry, it's a golem. It doesn't
I-
care.
Yeah, I would assume that the tiny hut would be a more effective barrier than the golem. But if you want to do the golem first and then the barrier,
We don't have 10 minutes. Well, even if you cast it as a normal spell, it still takes 1 minute to cast.
Yeah, you don't have that kind of time anymore.
This is all going to be over in 2 minutes.
This is gonna be
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
And
So-
there's Todak just flying along on the back of Dust saying, "Yeah! Yeah!"
I'm still
Okay.
going to do the circle of power, the circle of power though, because I think that will give us our best. That and my aura
All
for
right.
XP points. So that'll
So
give us our best chance of.
Best chance of
I
survival.
have no spells that will help with this. I'm an attack type.
All right. Well, then let's get this
Yeah, I
over
think
with.
maybe circle of power as well as just like throwing ourselves to the ground and having a another metal golem just shield us might be the best option once we're 3 miles away.
All right. Well, let's see what the DM says because I want to hear what the step by step is going to be for this.
There is a step-by-step for this. All right. So you guys get far away, and Teal, you start communicating with your summons. You instruct them to pull the pin, and they do. They throw it down, and just before it hits that sphere, it detonates. And you just hear concern.
I guess now's the time for math.
Breaking out the scientific calculator, sin cos tan.
But
Yeah, I
you
wouldn't
you hear
overcomplicate it if
concern
you can.
as
There is something to be said
oh,
about
we've
just ad-libbing stuff for the sake of.
I
I don't
thought
know. This is gonna be funny,
Quite
especially
honestly,
since he's
saved
calculating like how far ashes spread.
plans.
we
We don't
keep
need
thinking
those
this like it's
stupid
going to be an
plans.
explosion, but if it's interdimensional travel, it's probably going to be more like the bag of
Implosion.
holding. Yeah, the bag of holding meets another bag of holding, and just that whole mountain and a couple of miles in any direction is just going to vanish.
Yeah, an
I
orb.
mean, an implosion would be great. An explosion is probably what we're getting.
Yeah. Well, maybe we don't know. I mean,
Plus, we
magic's
have
Yeah.
weird.
we're not entirely sure that it's the grenade that isn't killing us, not the giant bomb a minute later.
We're going to
But
find the fuck out.
yes, as I
I'm just so
said,
curious what he's doing. I can smell burning plastic from here.
can you guys hear me? Hello? Can I? Am I? Oh, I'm on push to talk this whole time. Fuck. All right.
And here I thought you were just so deep in thought.
Well,
I
you
just
guys
want to
also
get
started talking a lot too, so it's like I'll wait, and then I was like, oh, did I accidentally mute myself? Am I in push to talk? I had to check. So you guys get to the edge, and before the hour is up, at the last minute and 10 seconds, you order the pin to be pulled and the fuse to be lit. As your summon pulls the pin and throws the grenade, it explodes just above the orb itself, and you start hearing concern.
from who? The
summon.
Eidolon?
Yeah. Can you see what it sees or no?
Uh, see, no, but I can communicate with it. So it's
Okay.
probably been cursing at me for the entire hour.
Yeah, it has been. And now it's
I
cursing
will.
louder because it describes what it sees. Energy is radiating off of this thing. Cracks are starting to form in the outer shell. But then it chucks down the bomb.
Yeah, the golem just slaps his elbow, grabs the bomb, and flying elbows the goddamn core.
Well, as it does that, you lose contact with the golem before it actually does hit the core as it enters into that anti-magic area. But you do get from your Eidolon the notification that, oh, there goes the explode, and you lose contact. Are you guys still flying?
I like to
No.
think so. Oh no, that's right. We took some time to actually prep.
Yeah, we have people that we need to keep safe.
Mostly.
I would assume we were just screaming that as we exited the woods.
Run, run, run!
There's gonna be a lot of dead people.
Well,
Nah.
We
Uh,
saved 5. We're in the good.
You stare in the direction of the castle, as again, TLQ had lost contact with your Eidolon. There was no screams of pain. There was just silence all of a sudden. You look, and the castle seems distorted. So does the mountain. And suddenly it all breaks apart like a glass being shattered. and rocks go flying out a distance from it. The castle being torn to shreds. And then it starts to collapse back in on itself, and you see this bright ball in the center where everything is being pulled into. And as this happens, you feel a light shockwave pass over you. And all of the magic that you have prepared disappears. Teal'c, you yourself collapse in a pile of bandages. Any magic that was on you, that you had, has just been extinguished.
Permanently, or
We'll find out.
And now we have a chance of the explosion.
I feel like Beavis and or Butthead at this particular junction.
The sphere glows brightly and starts to expand.
Can cover.
And it seems to vanish for a moment before. And again, all the magic that you have just cast has now disappeared. So I need everyone to give me a Constitution saving throw that is still, a corporeal being. Todak.
Sorry, I'm too giddy. What'd you say?
Con save.
Constitution save.
I choose no.
Con save. As
Yes, ma'am.
another shockwave passes over you.
Can Todak grab the bandages?
You absolutely can.
As
And
well as the
you can
devices that manifest.
you can hear, but you feel liquid dripping down from your ears. You can hear out of one ear, but one of your eardrums has ruptured. You don't take any damage. But I'm going to need a strength saving throw as you see a visible shockwave come towards you, ripping trees and rock up out of the ground.
I'll try to shield anybody that I can as well. We have, if I'm not mistaken, we have people with us.
There's a lot of people.
I can only shield a few, so
This is gonna be
do the ones
hilarious.
that I can.
I think there's about Toda, how many frogs did you have? Todak?
Hmm?
How many frogs did you have?
I mean, I brought the whole clan.
Yeah, how many is
But-
that again? 30?
26?
26?
30? 26 to 30, somewhere in that range. 32! That was what it was.
32, so 42. So that's 47 that need to roll. Well, let's see. Fail, pass, fail, pass, fail, fail, pass, pass,
I've got
pass,
some-
that's
fail,
pretty good.
pass,
Yeah, you have some very hardy frogs there.
fail, pass, pass, fail, pass, pass, fail, pass, 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 fail, pass, fail, pass, fail, fail, pass, fail, 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 pass, fail, pass, fail, 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 pass, fail, fail, pass, fail, pass. That's your clansmen. Those are the werewolves, and those are also the other people. You see several frogs and several other clansmen, several other of the lichens go flying off, getting hit by trees or debris. The four of the people that you, three of the people that you saved, or two of the people that you saved do manage to hold on and avoid any sort of debris as it goes over their heads. but you notice that two of the regular humans that you had saved go flying off and disappear. And Todak, I also need your strength saving throw.
See, strength I can do. So can I transform to get advantage on these strength chests
Technically
and
a
grab as
magical,
many?
technically a magical effect, is it not, to transform? Or no, I guess that would be biological.
It's
So yeah, go ahead. You can do
okay.
that if you did that before the explosion.
I would expect he would have done it as he saw it coming.
Yeah, no, I mean, if
Yeah.
I see that wave coming, it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah. So you can definitely go ahead and
Todak
do that.
will transform 27 and attempt to grab as many people flying by as he can, mostly his clansmen and Dusk and the bandage lady.
Well, you managed to save the bandage lady and one person and bring them down before a tree would have hit them, and the tree actually goes flying over your head
Neat.
before shattering like glass.
This is why I wanted a hill.
This is hilarious.
But at the same time, you feel your body being damaged and cut.
Yeah, okay. Minimum one.
Yeah, minimum one.
uh,
This is a good test for my adamantium plate armor.
Well,
this is just a great Todak test.
Todak,
This is not a test.
you take 40 points of damage.
Only 40? Cut in
Only
half?
40, yeah, cut in half.
20
And-
points! Todak is titanium!
No, that the 40 was cut in half. It was 80 if you had
Oh.
failed.
Oh. Less interesting.
And Dusk, I'm guessing adamantine with that much force damage, is that still going to be is that going to be nullified completely, or are you still
Oh,
taking that 40?
I'll take the 40. Yeah, the only thing that adamantium does is it prevents me from taking critical hits.
Okay, yeah, no, there wouldn't have been a critical hit. Yeah, no, you both pass
So,
that. You are
so why do
keeping the
me and Dusk
bandages.
take the same damage?
Well, because
What's
you
that?
both passed
Well-
the save.
Yeah, but I take half damage from all non-silver sources.
Oh, then yeah, I guess that would be cut in half. I forgot about that that thing there, because yeah, you leveled your shit up.
Yeah!
So yeah,
Even chunkier frog!
so yeah, you only take 20, and then Dusk takes the 40. And you are
Sorry.
protecting the bandages so they don't get damaged.
Yep.
Yeah, and the bracers or the gauntlet thingamajiggies that were.
We got rid of
Resource
those.
bits.
The gauntlet things were from the town. Just make sure we didn't use any magic. The bandages, those are
No,
the
no,
magic
no,
items
no,
that
no.
keep me together.
Oh, the bandages are what keeps you together.
Yes,
Okay.
there is no like gauntlet things. It's the bandages themselves.
Yeah. But yeah, if you had
What should I roll?
below a 20, you guys would have failed.
This was a good time. I assume eventually everything just kind of settles down and quiets, at least a little.
At least
My
a little.
actions were calculated, but boy, am I bad at math.
Ha!
All right, what should I roll?
Well, I mean, you
So describe to me the aftermath.
you look around, and the castle that was there, and a majority of the mountain is now a crater. And I'm just going to bring that to the token layer.
Todak looks mildly annoyed for a moment.
You look around, and any bit of rock, it looks like it was completely leveled. To the back. There we go. You guys are currently sitting in part of the crater as the ground was ripped and moved, trees missing. there are several people that you no longer see anymore. And destruction can be seen as far back as Altenheim, as there are still trees just being completely flattened, and even Altenheim currently seems to be on fire.
Oof.
And still, any magic you feel, or you would have felt, is still, you cannot feel it. Teal'c, you are unfortunately still just a pile of bandages.
Does that mean the divine connections have been severed too?
Yep. Anything that would be magical that would be part of the weave has been disrupted by this large-ass magical explosion. Luckily, Teal'c, your creatures didn't actually die; they just got disrupted.
They are summoned, so it doesn't matter.
Mm,
I mean, they seem to have personality, so it kind of feels like it matters.
Not the construct. It's literally just a construct. But Xerxes, yeah, he's unhappy.
Xerxes is pissed.
Well, actually, I think Xerxes is probably going to be a little less, a little bit more, or a little bit less unhappy than you think, because again, he just got dispelled.
Yeah.
He never got hit by an explosion. He just got dispelled by that wave of anti-magic that ripped through the area.
Then he's likely going to laugh at Adele, as Adele is now like, who knows? We'll find out.
There we go. That's the right size for the radius. Good 40-kilometer radius of anti-magic.
Temporary anti-magic.
Maybe.
That's what I'm selling it as. Temporary anti-magic.
Well, it'll be gone once you
So
leave the area.
everyone's alive mostly.
Not everyone.
To-
I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
And
10, 11.
Did Bag live? That's the main thing. Did Bag live?
19, 20. No, we got 20 failures. There's 20 people dead. Bag is one of the ones that survived.
Wow. Because Karen would have been mad.
I would not have been able to explain that one in the afterknife.
The afterknife.
Yep.
Appropriate.
There's the pre-knife, then there's the current knife, then there's the afterknife. And somebody removes it to kind of give you another knifing.
Huh.
But yeah, about 15 of the people that died were of Todak clan.
Okay. Is there any chance that, I guess we don't have any way to really save them other than healing potions?
They shattered like glass. They are
Well,
dead.
They dead. Like,
Oh.
you get thrown up into the air and then a giant rock or tree hits you. There's no coming back from that.
not without magic, and we don't have magic right now.
You would need a lot of resurrection spells that don't require
Well-
a body.
Yeah,
Well-
so we're 3 miles away from the thing, but from what I said, 40 kilometers, that's about 24 miles. So we still have like another 21 miles of anti-magic.
Well, Todak will whistle, and whatever survivors of Todak clan will come back to him, I'm sure.
We got another hydrate.
And then we'll probably have to start making the trek from Altenheim back to the core city. We solved the problem!
Yeah, I love that you
With
called
Gro-
that the core city, but Altenheim is the core city because it's the capital.
Well,
Yeah, so we're probably the most wanted people on the continent right now.
Well, they don't know that you
Hey.
caused it.
Sure.
And
They'll-
Todak's not going to tell them.
But they are going to know that you had questions about all this, and then you managed to escape after the place kind of went kabooey.
Yeah, we might want to go into hiding for a bit.
As far as Todak's concerned, even through his insanity, we did the right thing. Even the gods
Well,
said so,
absolutely.
didn't they?
Yes, they did. We
If
did what needed to be done.
if you guys had not had the idea to fucking run, you would have died.
Yeah, that'd be instant death. I understand that completely. Wow.
Like, you guys just got hit by the ass end of the shockwave. If you had been in there, like, I don't have enough physical dice to roll for the damage.
I'm pretty sure the amount of dice you would need would crash the game, which is more or less, which would be more or less like instant death. Like even if
Yeah.
everything rolled ones, we're dead.
I think
Like-
Todak could have been fine.
The gods would have been like, I can't wait to get their souls and congratulate them for doing our work. And where are their souls? Their souls have been destroyed. I didn't think this was possible.
All right. So, what do we want to do? Like at a game level, what are our characters going to do at this point? I mean, we did the job.
And
We
the
have to.
wounded.
Sorry.
First things first, make a camp 10 wounded.
There you go.
Once
Good
we
choice.
have any bleeding and anybody that can be saved is saved, then
Good
we
news. You
move
have
on with the
bandages.
grind.
I'm not using the bandage, lady. Everyone gets poultices made from herbs that we find around the general area.
People are heavily wounded, but a lot of people are surviving.
Todak makes a medicine check to heal people.
Why
That's
is your
packed.
medicine so high?
Because I am trained in it and my wisdom's pretty good.
Makes sense, really.
I
Ranger.
mean, I guess especially if you're tending to your own clan, you'd know more about them, so.
Exactly,
Karen's
and I'm
pro-
immune.
Karen's proud of you.
And that's all Todak needs in his life. Crazy Auntie Karen proud of him. All right.
Yeah.
So we tend to our wounded overnight.
I never thought I'd say this, but I can't wait till I get my iPhone so my tracking's so much better. I just see my freaking character out in the corner of my eye twitching. I mean, it's accurate for what's going on, but yeah.
And again, I'm
You should-
sorry if there was like another part of that dungeon.
There was a boss
like-
fight.
There was like 3 other sections to that fight, and we just kind of said, "Fuck you."
Yeah, the boss is dead. The loot is gone.
Oh. Like
I
suddenly
told you.
it's a lot less bad than when you got one shot at that one time.
Yeah.
We didn't even bother going through the rest of the dungeon. We found the generator and decided, you know what? Let's Death Star this motherfucker.
That is one of them. This is
now-
the other. I'm hoping some people recognize the face at least, and maybe now that there's a face to the armor. Well-
Vaguely.
No.
You know what? Todak recognizes them. They're dead and no longer cares.
Yes, Adal Teok, Kingslayer, Queenslayer.
Todak, Mountain Slayer!
Man, the king's armor
Yep.
looks so goddamn cool.
There's no way this should be allowed, but okay, we're here.
No,
So
I did
Again, I'm
I
sorry.
did warn you that those grenades would be very, very, very dangerous.
and lo and behold, we proved it.
That was an understatement.
Understatement of the fucking century.
All right. So let's get our story straight now.
Wow, that is cool.
That
Yeah.
is actually pretty cool.
Like, Semi like looks like the Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, just more demonified.
Should not be allowed, but here we are. Sounds like every D&D adventure. Yes, Panda, it is.
So let's get our story straight. Wow, I wish that was the first time I said that in a D&D campaign.
At the very
We
least, we're
went
not
to the
gay.
mountain at the Earl's request to find out why people were vanishing. We found dangerous shit. We stopped the dangerous shit, but then something went wrong, and all of this happened because of the dangerous shit in that castle. Is that the story we can work with?
It's not a lie.
I mean, I can't add anything because I'm bandaged. I'm just a pile on the floor.
We attempted to deal with it all in one fell swoop. We did, and this is their kind of quasi-vengeance.
You know what? I have an idea of
Well,
like
there is
you explaining that towards like Adele, but she's more or less just a pile of bandages with her little crystal eye and a wig on top of it, just on the floor. She can't do anything.
I'm talking to a sock puppet!
Pretty much, yeah. It's
Yep.
like getting your story straight. It's like practice.
There you go.
There is a plus side to this.
I have
Despite
no
the fact
doubt.
that we lost a lot of people. If this anti-magic radius persists, this would make an excellent place to live for people that don't like magic.
Well,
It absolutely would.
can you give me a perception check? Everybody?
I'd rather not, but okay.
I assume not me.
Yeah, not you, because you're still a pile of bandages. You can't really do anything.
Can I get the guidance too?
I think they can only
Can't
cast
get
guidance.
guidance. That's magic.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. So
so
just the 7 then.
Dusk, you are
A
preoccupied with checking people and healing people.
tending
Todak,
wound.
however, you look up as you kind of get this unease, and you see that there is a crack in the sky.
Huh.
It is glowing this weird ethereal purple.
Todak eventually just pats Dusk's arm. That
Just
doesn't look right.
Like all I can
Giant
picture
crack
is just like the
opens up and
giant
there's big
patch, just like, hey Dusk, hey Dusk, hey Dusk, hey Dusk. This crack actually does start growing a little
Ah,
bit wider, and you start frantically tapping Dusk more.
Yep, and then out comes Auntie Karen's face.
No, no.
I don't know what that is. We need to go.
I have eaten the dreadnought.
Oh
Go
god.
where? Todak has a vague concern
Right.
that going anywhere at this point is a moot point.
Uh, how long have we been here?
I'd say
I'm
probably
gonna
about after the
take a short
explosion.
rest.
Yeah, you would. Well, no, because you need to be not doing anything. If you're taking care of people, you wouldn't have had a short rest. So you've taken care of the wounded. You've probably been here about an hour doing that, but taking care of them would not grant you that short rest.
As
Okay.
you run away,
We're
be
gonna
sure to
sleep
grab my
until
stuff, including my gilded pine
Okay.
cone and my lockbox covered in gems.
I'm sorry, a gilded pine cone?
Yes, I did that. I remember I took your money to buy that. And my ornate lockbox, or the giant chest covered in gems.
And Dusk, what were you saying?
I said I'm not going anywhere. Get these people out of here. Whatever comes through that thing, I will distract.
It's not something we can distract. I don't think anything's coming.
Uh,
And this is where Todak is proven equivocally wrong. As Cthulhu himself shows up.
Well,
Do I wish it was Cthulhu?
yeah, you do actually. Those that are
because
standing there,
if it's magic based, it shouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah, but let's find out.
as you're standing there staring up at the sky, uh, you definitely don't need another perception check for this, but you see something reaching through that crack as it grows wider, and you look in front of you down as it shoots to the ground, and you see this large. You're not sure what it is. It looks very rigid, but also a little slimy, and it makes contact with the ground. It's about as wide as, it's about as thick as a double-decker bus, and more of them start shooting to the ground. And as you follow it, you actually see somebody down there, standing, walking towards it. And they're not that far away from you, actually.
How far is far away?
I'd say they're probably about 100 feet away.
Cool. I guess we're just observing?
Hang on, I'm trying to pull something up, but it's being a little slow. Yeah, you see a familiar face as it turns to look at you.
Don't tell me that's Haggith.
That old fuck. He was one of the people. No, that was a different old fuck. Never mind.
Where keep going with that train of thought. I want to see where you're going with that.
That was the guy at the hag circle, wasn't he?
Well, you can give me an intelligence roll to see if you remember.
It was Haggith Cag, and then there might have been that one guy who turned into the armor that Todak killed. I'm
Well,
not there, so I can't.
Dusk, you remember. Todak doesn't. That is Haggith. That was the guy that got beheaded.
Evidently not so
cultist.
headed.
The evil cultist that we were supposed to destroy apparently failed at. We are not in a condition to actually fight him right now. We need to get out of
I think I
Yep,
broke
yep,
my
yep.
neck. Nope, there we go.
Todak and everybody gets on the move.
And he just
At least
walks
everyone
towards
Todak has command of.
the things that are latching onto the ground.
Neat.
And as you run away and you take a glance back, you see that what looks like roots sprouting from the ground up. It seems to be transforming the landscape.
Well, that answers one question. The anti-magic area is not. There's no way
Well,
that should be possible.
I mean, it's biological.
No, it's not.
That makes it even worse.
I
Not
mean,
biological at all.
if it's an
It's enhanced
aberration.
by magic. The fact that how they got there and how they're spreading so quickly, that's magic.
I mean, unless it's like a Cthulhu plant, then at which point, yeah, it's not magical and it's very bad.
Yeah, it's definitely it's not magical and it is very bad.
So I get the feeling we're going back to Altheim at this point.
If that's where you want to go.
I mean, we don't have much of a choice. This has happened. We need to either A, find out how much bad just happened to that city,
We
and
need to get
help.
the people that we did manage to save to safety as well. So yes, we
You could always just go back to Listenberg and just say job done, and at which point the Duke, was he
He's an earl.
Earl?
The Earl just like point over towards the southwest, mouth agape.
I mean, as far as Todak's concerned, we did a job. We did our job. Because even Dusk's god said that this was a good thing to destroy.
You know,
We did that.
yes.
I would like to point out, we never asked if this was a good idea. We said, would this kill the thing?
Yeah, you never asked if it was a good idea, just would it work? The wording
No,
is
No,
it
very
didn't.
specific.
we asked the
I did
moral
ask.
imperative. Is this
The
a
third
good
question.
would this yes. Like I remember we very clearly asked the moral imperative question of is this a creature that we should destroy?
Yes.
Yes.
You never asked if doing this was going to be a good idea on the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, if we there's a horrible tyrant, we kill him, but then killing him summons Cthulhu. It's like, yeah, good thing to kill him, but worse things happen now.
That's fine. That's still an okay from a god in my book.
The god
But it also
approved
says
of
it's
its
not.
destruction. We destroyed.
Yeah, it also, I believe it does state here. Divine beings aren't necessarily omniscient.
That's fine.
Lol.
When asked if the sacrifice was worth it, you got an unclear.
Fair. Plus,
We
they're not
did
actually gods; they're archangels, so they're probably not
Exactly.
as powerful as actual gods.
No.
Yeah. Well, regardless, we did what we had to do.
Yep.
Circumstances that emerge afterwards is
I mean, we did what we could do. We could just kill the king and queen and be done with it.
Bah.
I mean, we probably just made Haggith very, very happy, accelerating whatever timetable he had.
don't know.
He was like, "Wow, I can exploit that."
I'm not entirely convinced that we would have been able to defeat the king person.
We're all crazy monsters. We could. They would probably.
I have not been able to accurately power level anything to be a decent fight for you guys. So it's either going to be way too strong or way too weak, and I can't. I'm having trouble doing anything in between because of some of the stuff that's
Yeah.
in here. So you guys either would have beaten it or you guys would have outright died. I don't know how it would have gone down, and I was rooting for you
Fair.
guys to beat it.
Fair. I have the same worry about my game.
Yeah.
Just give you more or less spoilers for next week. I'm gonna let you guys go through the first floor without changes, and then I'm probably gonna change things around for the second level further. See exactly how you guys are doing.
I mean, being kind of
I apologize.
overpowered for in certain situations can be really fun for both the DM and the player. Like, I enjoyed the fact that I pretty much one shot one of your major characters with a friggin' sniper rifle mortar gun. That was the highlight of my game.
There is something to be said for that.
Yeah.
You know,
Having campaigns where your characters do very well due to circumstance or luck is
It also
not
was
something that you should shy away from.
it also was a
Yeah,
really good
But
roll.
we also, like in this particular campaign, we all have. Todak is a beast. Obviously, he's a monster.
Yeah, I mean, you
I
guys
am
have
an
been
absolute
rolling.
A massive,
You guys have
yeah,
been
he's
rolling
rolling well as
massive
well.
fucking
monster
well.
damage.
I'm also
Yeah.
beast guy.
Yeah, but I think peaks and valleys is what I'm going to try to get aim towards.
Yeah.
Times where you're
Yeah.
struggling, and then times where you're rolling over things is just it's fine.
Gus will not
Right.
be so gross.
Well, there's, I mean, every single character has advantages.
Advantages and disadvantages.
Dusk is also kind of a beast. For what she does, she is very powerful.
Yeah, and that's not even using
That
some of
was
the stuff
unexpected.
then some of the stuff that you guys do, like especially Dusk, is not even stuff that's part of the Grim Hollow stuff. It's just regular D&D stuff that's just like, oh my god, this is fucking powerful as shit.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, sometimes the only way for you to really know how bad a monster is going to be or an encounter is going to be is to run it out in your head or on paper in a test fashion to see. I mean, that doesn't mean that the players aren't going to come up with some weird anti-magic bomb thing to thwart it.
Emphasis on weird.
Weird anti-magic bomb
But
thing, or using that friggin' storm cleric bullshit.
I mean,
right, but for every natural 20 that we roll, there's also a chance of us rolling a natural 1, and you have to be
yeah,
prepared for both.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
I
but
try to
I
do,
think-
but I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't feel unfair towards you guys either, which is hard for me to do because I want to do stuff that's like really cool and really powerful. It's like, but if I do this, it's probably going to feel unfair, and I'm always worried about that.
I understand, but
No, I
I understand it's also like
regardless.
almost impossible to balance around setting an entire town on fire and then
Yeah,
causing a
We
magic
are not
explosion.
heroes.
and at the same
Yeah, it's
time
more or
too,
less
like,
impossible to bounce around.
and like the same time too, like I also like look at this like this is like yeah, this is the campaign that I am running and I'm doing the storytelling. But this is for you guys. You guys are supposed to be having the most fun. It doesn't matter if I get a little frustrated that things are dying easily. As long as you guys are having fun, that is what is important.
What's
Yep,
more,
that's
what's
interesting.
more detrimental to the encounter to the campaign? Characters that roll natural 20s a lot, or characters that get wiped out?
I have
Probably getting
killed
wiped out.
3 of my player characters and we only 5 weeks. Oh my god. I
Yeah.
mean,
Point being that you can get wiped out, and that has happened. Like accepted the fact that that might have happened in this encounter. You
yeah,
know,
and
the
I
fact
thought that
we
was going to
didn't.
happen, but there was a percentile chance of there being a much larger explosion.
Well, you rolled a 91. That's either really bad or really good.
Well, it's usually the lower the number is the fail chance. It's usually how it's done with the
Oh,
the
then we
percentage
rolled
roll.
very, very well.
Yeah, you guys rolled very, very well. There was a 50-50 chance of a very large explosion, depending on how the implosion went.
We
Are
got
we calling it
lucky.
here, or are we gonna keep going for a bit yet?
How do you guys feel? Because I mean, this is a good a chance for me to plan around things. 'Cause I was expecting a really, really big fight.
Yeah. I feel like a DM that needs to call it on account of bullshittery is a fair thing.
Yeah, I understand that completely. But I guess what should we do? Are we running? Are we doing something? We might want to give him at least that much to plan around.
Yeah.
Because
I
currently I'm on the
believe we
floor.
right. We need to. It first and foremost, we need to get out of the anti-magic area.
Yeah, I'm
We
not
need
even
to
sure if
also
I'm
get these people.
not even sure if I'm perfectly fine, dead, or in between.
In between.
I'm going to rule it for now that you are in between until you get out of the barrier. Then you will be fine, as your bandages are intact.
Yay.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and
If
we also
Todek had
need to
not
get the
grabbed
people
it,
that survived
yeah, if
to
Todek had
town.
not grabbed it, the shockwave would have ripped him to shreds.
I mean,
Uh,
would it have ripped me to shreds, or would the shockwave blow me further away from the explosion? Because I'm literally just bandages in the wind.
Yeah, but considering that the force of the damage, was cutting skin and everything, of people just holding on to the ground as flat as possible, it would have ripped the bandages to shreds. Like it
Fair.
shattered trees like glass.
Yeah, fair.
Todek will follow what Dusk wants to do at this point in time.
Need to get the people to safety,
Is that in Altheim or Ulistenberg?
whichever's closer.
Oh, that'd be Altenheim.
Altheim it is.
We are
Right.
so going to be executed.
I mean, you guys don't have to enter in there. You can just get them the two people that are still alive to safety. The rest, are your clansmen and other Lycans that don't want to go into the city.
Yeah, and you
Yep.
said, if I remember right, you said all time is on fire, right?
Yeah, it is. Lots of friggin' things come crashing down, spill oil barrels and stuff that's on that is already on fire, so things start spreading.
We are so going to be executed. Good news, Evra's character is completely fine. If she does come back, there is no suspicion because she has a perfect alibi.
Yeah, she's still in the city. Oh
Well,
boy. But yeah, no,
Again, I'm sorry.
no, don't apologize. That was pretty fucking epic.
To be fair, it was gonna happen one way or another. All you did was add the idea, or whoever added the idea of the magic grenade is probably the MVP for this one.
Actually, no, here's the thing. If you had not added in the magical grenade, you would have charged the core. It
Oh,
wouldn't have
see,
shattered. It had a magical protection against it to absorb magic
yeah, no, that's
and
why I
energy.
said the person that added the grenade is MVP. I think it was
Yeah,
Dusk.
I think
Was
because
Duff-
otherwise
that was me.
I would probably just added the golem towards whatever fuel it's taking.
Yeah, because it.
That's like a 4th level spell.
Yeah, because that all the explosion and the energy released by the bomb, and then a fireball on top of that, it would have just absorbed it.
That's funny.
You're welcome.
Oh, well.
Oh, this is
Todek had a bad plan. I made it worse.
Oh, well,
Dusk made it even worse.
The castle is now
made it
in
perfect.
my other campaign, so it's fine. They're kind
I'm
of
going to
stuck.
fuck with that.
They're kind of stuck in a loop.
Yeah, that sounds about right. All because I'm trying not to fucking metagame, so.
No, I mean they are literally like the whole plan was no matter what happened, like you guys would have done all that, but the castle still would have disappeared. And they are stuck in a perpetual loop of hopping dimensions, dying and coming back to life. It kind of drove them a little insane.
I like our games.
All right, but I'm
All
gonna
right,
move
well,
the
if we're
guys.
gonna call it here, we're gonna call it here. And
I will give you the chance, however, for Teal to come back as you exit the radius, so Teal
we
can
level?
kind of. Yeah, you guys get a level.
Cool.
out
Do
of
I
that.
remember anything that happened?
Oh yeah, you remember everything.
Okay, so then after basically reconstituting, just like the bandages more or less twirling together until they're roughly a human form, though she doesn't have her dress on currently. She just starts laughing and laughing, and she doesn't stop. She's on the floor. She can't move. She's laughing too hard.
That's our shit. So yeah, do we level? Because I remember once when we did this before, we leveled somewhere in the middle of all that.
You haven't leveled since you came back from the other place, so you do level this time.
Good, because now I have to remake Xerxes because I made him so there are certain prerequisites he needs in order to be able to attack 3 times, which is having 6 arms. But now that he can only attack 2 times after I reread the thing, I more or less have to remove the 2 extra arms to give him other abilities, whatnot. So he's going to get
Wait,
stronger.
He can still have 6 arms. He just
It costs too many points to keep him. Actually, I'm going to make him better at grappling, so he's going to.
Cosmetic.
I get to hide in plain sight now.
Neat.
I need to upgrade. I don't think I get anything.
Yeah, I was not expecting to end it so early, but I hope you guys did have fun.
Yes.
We just fucking
yeah,
laughed like
absolutely.
madmen.
At least nobody
Absolutely.
died, or nobody got sent to another dimension.
This
Again.
time.
Close. And a lot of people died, just not us.
Yeah. The important people didn't die,
Yeah, Todak didn't die.
but a lot of your clan did. You lost about
We're
half
weak.
your clan.
We rebuild. The Todak clan knows what I'm about.
Yeah, and they kind of are pretty much just like carbon copies of you at this point.
Yeah.
Holy
Hardened and
shit.
deadly. What?
I do get something at 10th level.
Oh, what do you get?
I get divine intervention.
Oh God.
That's literally our get out of jail free card at level 10.
I'm pretty sure it's
The
only like
go-
a 5% chance, though.
I don't
Yeah, it's
think
not
it
a high
is.
chance.
Yeah,
Is it?
It's
Divine
I
Intervention
think-
is exceedingly powerful, but there's a very low chance for it to actually work.
And if it does work, it's on a week-long cooldown.
It's 10% chance at level 10, and I have to roll underneath my level, and it's a 7-day cooldown.
Yeah, let's see. Imploring your deity's aid requires you to use your action, describe the assistance you seek, roll a percentile dice. If you roll a number equal or lower to your cleric level, your deity intervenes. The DM chooses the nature of the intervention. The effect of any cleric spell or cleric domain spell would be appropriate. If your deity intervenes, you can't regain this feature again for 7 days, otherwise you can use it again after a long rest. At 20th level, your call for intervention succeeds automatically, no roll required.
Fuck, I just
Yep,
thought my
that's a good
natural
one.
10 to stealth is going to be great.
Yeah, Wingly Panda also said it there in the chat, so it is based on your level.
What else do I get? Hide in plain sight. And improved what now? Natural explorer improvement. Oh, I just choose an additional favored terrain at 10.
See, hide in plain sight. You have to spend 1 minute crafting camouflage, though. It's not really hiding in plain sight. It's just
It's a natural plus 10 if I just spend the minute to hide.
By doing
and I'm
things.
a small. And if I don't transform, I'm a small creature. If I do transform, I'm a boulder.
Yeah. All right. So again, sorry for having to end this so soon, but I hope everybody enjoyed. I'll be back later.
Don't worry. We understand 100%. We understand.
Yeah, at least
We
this thing's
are
still
kind of assholes.
at
Yeah,
least
we turned
this
the,
part is still intact. What I've been building up to.
Yep, a rematch with Haggith.
Quote unquote rematch.
All right.
I need
Well, I'm gonna go
pants.
shower, shit, and shave. So everyone have an excellent day.
Yeah, have a
Yep,
good one, everybody.
good
Next week.
Be safe.
And I'll be
I'm
back later
sorry.
today for another stream. And for those that are interested on the Discord, we're doing Venom tonight.
Nice.
All right, later, everybody.
Bye bye.
Later, man. Thank you.